As I create names for the people, creatures, places, and things for my fantasy world, one thing I like to do is check to make sure I'm not copying the names from other major stories or sources. I also want to make sure that the names I come up with don't have any inappropriate connotations to them. In one book I wrote, I had an all-powerful supreme being that was a source of all good, and I gave this deity a certain name. After I had published the book, one of my friends did research on that name and found out that it was already the name for a demon-like being worshipped by a satanic cult. Not the association I want to give to a benevolent god. A simple search on Google could have prevented all of that. The way I check to make sure that names have no negative connotations to them or that they are relatively unique is to do a search on the internet. I go to a search engine like Google and type in the name. Once the results come in, I check two things. One, I scan the search results to make sure that the name isn't connected to anything inappropriate. And two, I see how many search results there are. The smaller the number, the more unique the name is. What I would like you to do for this assignment is to test a couple names you have made up. First, I want you to come up with a one-syllable name. Don't think too hard about it, but make it something you might actually use for the world of your story. Remember, make sure this name is just one syllable. Then I want you to type that name into a search engine and see the results. Look at the number of search results that come up and write that number down. Also, scan the results to see what that name has been attached to. Check out if it puts any inappropriate connotations to that name. Take a moment to pause this video so you can do your search right now. Now that you've done a search for a one-syllable name, I want you to make up a four-syllable name and do a search for that name. Once you come up with the name, I want you to type that name into a search engine and see the results. Look at the number of search results that come up and write that number down. Also, scan the results to see what that name has been attached to. Check out if it puts any inappropriate connotations on your name. Take a moment to pause this video so you can do your search right now. So you've just done a search for the one-syllable name and the four-syllable name. I'm going to guess that the names you came up with are already being used by someone or something else. Good chances are that the names you came up with are already someone's World of Warcraft or League of Legends username. So what do? Well, the point of this assignment is to show you that it's really hard, perhaps impossible, to come up with a name that is 100% unique. When coming up with names, you might have to settle for names that are already being used. I'm going to guess that the one-syllable name had way more search results than the four-syllable name. This would mean that your four-syllable name is more unique. In my experience, I have found that the more syllables a name has, the more unique it is according to search engine results. So if you want to make your names more unique, give them more syllables. But keep in mind that the more syllables you have, the more difficult it will be for your readers to pronounce that name, and therefore they may have a more difficult time remembering or connecting to that name. So keep that in mind as you create names. The more unique you make your names, giving them many syllables, the more difficult they may be for your readers to connect with. So it's your decision where on the spectrum between uniqueness and connectability you want your names to be. Hey everybody, thanks for watching. This was a lesson in my world building workshop for fantasy writing. You can get the full course on this playlist right here. And if you'd like to get the course without any ads or without any interruptions, you can get it on Udemy, which I'll include in a link in the description. So again, thanks for watching and happy world building and happy writing.